Hello guys, welcome back to my channel F1-1, and today I'm gonna show you some league race once again. Today we are at Abu Dhabi for Motorland League. Now we are in qualifying. The strategy is to go out on mediums, because if you qualify on soft it is really hard to manage the temperatures on EV fuel. In this championship we have short qualifying and real distance race, so 55 laps around Abu Dhabi. So we are going out with medium tires to start on the yellow tires. Starting now our qualifying lap, coming now through the start-finish line. Use all the track and the curb on the right, third gear, fourth gear, trying to attack as much as possible these two corners that in qualifying are flat, easy flat. Going now to the chicane, braking just after the 100-meter board, taking a lot of curb on the left, missing this one on the right. Late apex for this hairpin to get the best possible exit. Now opening the DRS, 8th gear just now. Coming now to the chicane, braking at the 100-meter board. First gear for a moment, second gear immediately. Jumping on this curve, trying to get a decent exit. DRS once again. Coming now to the third sector. Braking once again just after the 100-meter board. Use all the curves as possible to minimize the distance. Easy to lock up on this left-hander. And now coming to the double right-hander. Braking in a straight line as possible, and so far it's a pretty nice lap. We are purple in the middle sector and we are in contention for pole position. Missing the apex just slightly. Coming now to the finish now. Let's see what time is. A 34.5, and as you can see it's P3 on the grid, just 2.5 tenths away from pole position. Skipping now to the grid, we are choosing our strategy. As you can see, we are gonna start on medium tires. 2 stints on medium and 1 final stint on soft, putting down the front wing by 1 click to have a better straight line speed just in case of battle on track. And at this time I really expect the top 4 drivers to battle really hard in this race, because it seems that we have all a very similar pace. Going through the formation lap, warming up the tires, and now we are ready to start. 5 red lights, and here we go. Getting a decent launch off the line. It seems that we are gonna remain in P3, and yes, after the first corner we are still in P3, following the Toro Rosso and the McLaren ahead. And now guys, we are staying on board for the rest of this lap. Coming now for the first time at the chicane and now the hairpin. As you can see behind us we have a guy who started on soft tires. So the goal for this first lap is to stay in the DRS of the guys in front, to defend from the guy who has soft behind us. Braking now for the chicane, following the Toro Rosso. We are pretty close. No, not so much pressure from behind. Coming now to the second chicane. Braking hard. As you can see, we are literally tapped around by the Renault, who hit us completely, and we are now back to P4, and we also have got a corner cut warning. At this point I was very angry, because the Renault completely hit us and we lost touch with the front runners. So now we are chasing another guy with soft tire in front of us, and we have 3 or 4 second gap to the leaders. Not optimal at all. As you can see, the leader has crashed out of the lobby. Coming now to the finish line for the first lap. As you can see, the bot of the leader does the first fastest lap of the race. Going now into turn 1, and yes, as you can see, the safety car is now deployed. This is a very good safety car for us because we can catch up with the leaders, and I think the guy in front of us with soft tire already pit, so we are really on the back of the McLaren ahead, and the leader, the McLaren, just got control once again of his car. So we are now preparing to resume racing. The safety car now is gonna in. Coming now on the start-finish straight. As you can see, we are really close at the front. The top 4 drivers, as I said before, seems to have a little bit more pace than the other and already going away from the cars behind. Coming now once again to the hairpin. Try to do a late apex to have a good exit from here. We are all in the slips and so it's very difficult to attack. Skipping now to a few laps later. As you can see, the leaders are battling really hard. The McLaren has gone a little bit deep into the right hander and we are really close to him. Follow him now to the 3rd sector, the last 2 corners. It's really intense first lap because we are really close one to each other. Really difficult to make a move because every one of us has DRS. Coming now once again to this left-hander. In qualifying is easy flat, but as you can see we are lifting a little bit because on EV fuel it's not very easy to do it flat. Braking once again at 100 meter board. It seems that in this chicane we are really gaining a little bit of space on the car in front. We are really close now to the McLaren. We now open DRS. We use all the slipstream, but at this stage of the race we don't want to make a move on him because remaining in 3rd position is good to save a little bit of ERS and fuel. Almost going in the back to him, but managed to stop the car in time. Bouncing a little bit too much on this curb, and now we are under attack of the Alfa Romeo behind. Going defensive to the inside, braking as late as possible. He tries to go around the outside, but we managed to hold him off, and we settle back once again in 3rd position, very close to the 2 leaders in front. Skipping now to lap 9, another VSC was deployed, and now it's gonna end. The leaders just start to go away now. We are a little bit far behind, but we now put into overtake. The delta is still green, so we are resuming racing just now. The leaders just in front are still battling pretty hard, and this makes very easy to stay with them because they are really fighting hard at this time. So we are keeping in touch with them. We have also a little bit of ERS saved. Once again, they are side by side to the chicane. At this time we are really close racing right now. In this 3rd sector they are pretty much side by side. We are on the back of them, but we have nowhere to go, so we put too lean and no ERS. All of us have a little log up. They are side by side going through here. Really hustling them now, pushing almost the Toro Rosso. We have also the Alfa Romeo just close behind us. Coming now to the last corner, and as you can see the Alfa dives to the inside, but we spot the red arrow flashing and we leave a little bit of space for him, and we don't make any contact luckily, and we hold on our position in 3rd. It's very difficult right now to make a move because every one of us has DRS, so it's pretty difficult to overtake. But as you can see we have a very decent gap to the cars behind, so it seems that it's gonna be a very tough fight between us 4. And coming now to the hairpin, the Alfa dives once again to the inside. A little bang to my left front wheel. So he overtakes us, but now using all the slipstream, once again he goes defensive to the inside. We are gonna take the outside, braking now as late as possible, giving him some room in the inside, still side by side through here, giving a little bit of room on the outside, but making sure his traction on curb. And as just we are in front of him, another virtual safety car is out. So we are in third position once again. Coming now to the end of DSC, the leaders are still fighting pretty hard. We are now on lap 14. Opening the DRS once again. We have no real pressure from behind, but we are not going to overtake them because they are still fighting pretty hard right now. They are pretty much side by side through the chicane, and we are once again to the back of the McLaren. As you can see, we are just taken a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. It's not very ideal because it's only lap 14. Now we are skipping a little bit far ahead, and we are now just at lap 15, coming once again to the chicane. DRS is open, braking. We go a little bit deep, and this put us under a huge amount of pressure from behind because the Alfa Romeo is right behind us. Likely we have DRS, so we have to cover the inside line once again. Putting now back to lean and no RES, we pretty much defend our position once again. There is a little bit of a gap between us and the McLaren when we manage to stay on the DRS of the McLaren ahead, coming now to the chicane, getting a decent exit this time, using overtake and reach mix. No pressure this time from the Alfa behind, and the leaders are going pretty much side by side to the chicane. And as you can see, we can grab the inside from the Toro Rosso, and we are up into the second place. A very optimistic move, but we are now in second position. Ideal position now because we are just behind the leader, managing to stay on DRS, and on lap 18 another safety car is now out. We are now going to pit this lap, as you can see, and the top 4 guys are all going to pit this lap. We are now entering the pit at the end of lap 18. And as you can see, we almost run into the back of the McLaren, but luckily we have no penalty, no speeding into the pit lane. Coming out to the pit, we are going to put on another set of medium tires. Coming out of the pit, let's see where we are. We are just behind the McLaren, and as you can see, the Alfa jumps the Toro Rosso behind us, and the McLaren and the Alfa are now on soft tire. Meanwhile, we are still on mediums, so it will be pretty hard to defend from those guys on soft, especially the first few laps where they have tire advantage over us. Skipping now to the end of the safety car period, we are really close to the leader, waiting to go. And as you can see, we cut a little bit the corner, and we have 10-second time penalty for track limits. And now the Alfa dives to our inside when it's still not possible to overtake, and we are also side by side with the Toro, who grabs the inside line, and we decide to concede the position because at this time there is no point fighting him. So the goal for now is to stay as much close as possible to him and try not to lose the DRS of the guys on soft, but it will be pretty hard because they have fresh tire, and for the I think 4 or 5 laps they will have tire advantage over us. For now we are pretty close, but as you can see, there is just a little gap between the Toro and the Alfa up ahead, so the guys on soft are trying to pull away. Moving now to the end of this stint, they pulled a little bit of a gap on us, but 10 laps later we are on the back of them once again. We are really close to the Toro and the Alfa, who suffered from overheating tires. As you can see, the Toro has made a little mistakes and lock up the rear tires and sliding all over the place, so we grab the third position and we have the Alfa just in front and the McLaren is just a few seconds away. So now our medium tires are starting to work really well and we are catching back up to the guys on softs. And the Toro behind us has overheated his rear tires, so he's losing a little bit of space from us. And looking at the minimap, the Toro has just gone off the track because his tires were really hot at this stage, and I think he spun out of the track, so he retires. Skipping now 1 lap later, we are really close to the Alfa ahead. We are now planning to make a move on him using high ERS rich mix. We decide to stay behind for this DRS zone and wait for the other one just after the chicane, so trying to line up the pass right now. We didn't have as much good traction as previously, so we are a little bit far back, but we are gaining very fast on him. We are gonna to make a move around the outside. We are side by side to the chicane, leaving a little bit of space for him on the left, managing to squeeze our way into second place right now, and we are gonna try to catch back up to the leader on softs, that now is very far from us. Coming now to this third sector, the Alfa behind is starting to lose a little bit of ground from us. I think that his tires were very much dead at this stage. So as you can see, he's coming to the pit right now, and we continue trying to have soft tire very fresh for the last stint of the race. Skipping now to lap 40, 5 laps later, we are now entering the pit for our final stint on soft tire. We suffered a little bit the undercut from the guys who already pit. You can see the McLaren going past us just now. Also the Alfa going past around now, exiting the pits. We are really desperate to gain on them, and as you can see, we really come very close to the wall as we miss our braking point. Coming now out of the pit, also the Force India has got us on the undercut, but we have now 5 or 6 lap fresher tires. As you can see, the gap to the Force India is 5.7 seconds. So we have a little bit of work to do. Skipping now to lap 46, we caught him up. We are now coming to the first DRS zone. First gear to the hairpin, second gear, short shifting to third, putting to high a rich mix. DRS is now open. It seems that he has a very good straight line speed, so we decided not to make the move on this straight, but lining up for the following one. Really close to him right now. We have a lot of tire advantage, so we have a good traction, hot lap, rich mix. He has a very good straight line speed, defends the inside line. We go to the outside, brake very late, a little lockup, but we managed to overtake him around the outside, and now we have the third place, and we see in front of us the Alfa. Skipping now to the end of lap 46, let's see what the gap to the Alfa is. It's 3.1 seconds. Skipping now to lap 52, as you can see, we are coming down the straight on the first DRS zone. We are really close to him. We decide to stay behind and maybe plan an attack on the next straight. Using hot lap reach. He seems to defend, but we managed to grab the inside line, brake very late, and we are passed into second position. We are now trying to break away from him, but as you can see, we are start sliding a little bit because we are on a 10 laps push on this soft. Skipping now to lap 54, we didn't manage to shake him off our back, so he's very close to us right now. He has DRS. We have a little bit of ERS to play with, a lot of fuel, so hot lap and overtake and rich mix is pretty close, and he dives to the inside, so we leave him a little bit of space on the inside, trying to stay as much close as possible to him. Now we have DRS on this next straight, rich mix, high deployment, but we decided to stay behind him. We play it tactically and maybe line up a pass on the last lap. As you can see, we are now starting the last lap of the race, very close to him. Coming now to this left-hander, very fast, flat right now, flat also this right-hander. Coming now to the first chicane, a lot of curve on the left, and as you can see we gained a lot of space on him, so we are really close. First gear once again, short shift into second and then into third, hot lap, rich mix. We decided not to make the move on this straight, as you can see we are putting to none, but it's very slow, so we decide to dive to the inside. We are forced to dive to the inside, having a decent traction out of the corner, but it seems that he has got a better one, so we have to defend the inside line, overtake, rich mix. He is around the outside, but as you can see he squeezes past us around the outside, but we are really close. We are trying to stay as much close as possible to him. Also, if in this third sector it's very difficult to overtake, maybe we can have just one last chance. Coming out to the right-hander, trying to have a decent traction out of here, but we spun.
Oh, so close! He'll struggle to get round there.
They touch Martin Hamilton, and Vettel's been spun round. Disaster for Sebastian Vettel.
And yes, we spun the car trying to be as much close as possible to him. We have a red front wing now. The leader just won the race just now. Congrats to him. We are trying to limp it back to the finish line with no front wing. As you can see, we have no turning at all. Going a little bit out wide. Trying to reach the finish line. We cross the finish line in third position, but we lose our podium because of that 10 seconds time penalty. We finish in 5th position, but I can tell you that the stewards decided to remove our 10 seconds penalty after the race, so we should finish in 4th position. Thank you guys for watching, hope you enjoyed it, see you soon.